This is a biblical thought exercise of deconstructing, but only on pure logic of the story. This is not a thought exercise as to whether or not what my man here is saying is true or not true, but just a logical thought exercise to see how many of you guys can think critically and not emotionally. So, in a video where I talked about Cain and Abel, my man here is saying that he looks at the Genesis story not as a fall of man story, but actually more of a rise of man, of how men rose from the forager stage all the way up to our cities and glory today. How does he explain that? By using the Genesis story. Well, when you start with the Genesis story, what you have is Adam and Eve, and they're just in the garden. All they have access to is eating of the fruits and berries, right? So by living in the garden, man is a forager and just eating the fruits and berries. Now, he's going to take off all the fluffy serpents coming to talk and the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the Yahweh of it all that stuff, just throw that to the side, all right? But, so they're foragers. Now, while they're foraging, they start to come across the opportunity and they kill an animal. I know the fluffy stuff, but they kill an animal. Once they killed an animal, this is man becoming hunters now. So man is also a hunter, but man is also a gatherer. But because man has to hunt, man leaves the garden. Man can't stay just in the garden because he has to follow the herds. So man becomes nomadic. And with Cain and Abel being born, now in man becoming nomadic, man begins animal husbandry, starting to dominate animals like sheep and goats that can be domesticated. So now man doesn't have to hunt as much, but man is still nomadic because he has to follow the fields, or where the fields grow and where they don't grow, but still being close enough and still be able to have enough animals and maintain them so that he can, kill them up during the wintertime. But as man is developing animal husbandry, man begins to develop farming. Farming techniques come into play, and as man farms, he realized that his animal husbandry doesn't have to be as nomadic. His animal husbandry can happen within the realm of a certain amount of space. So the Cain and Abel of it all is that farming creates stability in community, therefore kills the nomadic lifestyle. There's no need to roam anymore, but stay still. Because isn't it interesting that Cain becomes the one who builds the first cities, as my man says here. He builds the first cities because he is also the first one that he marries the two lifestyles. Now, I'm going to go a little bit further than what my guy here went. Because I know that previously in the previous video I did about 10 minutes ago, I talked about how the Bible hedges. I know all of these can be used as allegories and they can be changed in any format to make it fit whatever thought process you want to have. But I'm going to go a little bit further. When you look at the fact that Seth is then born, Seth is the first one who begins to call upon the name of the Lord. So Seth introduces your priestly clan. Now, this priestly clan could not have been created if it had not been for Cain creating cities, but not just creating the cities and civilization, but in order to create the cities and civilization, innovation and craftsmanship. When you go through Cain's lineage, what you see are the ones who all becomes craftsmen. They become metal craftsmen, leather craftsmen. They are the ones who invent a lifestyle that can be tradable within a city situation. So because there is now craftsmen, because there are now cities, there are now other opportunities. Without Cain's innovation, his lineage's innovation and craftsmanship, you cannot have the priestly clan. So Seth and calling upon the name of the Lord, because the nomads are always gone. The Abel clan are always nomadic. They're always gone. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. If we remain nomadic, we are always gone. So it doesn't work. If we remain hunter-gatherers, a priestly clan cannot come into play because we're always gone, moving around. It's not until Cain creates cities that a priestly clan can then be created. Hence Seth then is created, and then Seth's line kind of maintains the whole priestly line. all the way till we get to Noah. So I think that's a great thought exercise. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Just a logic one, not saying that any of that is true or that anybody thought that way when they was actually writing it, and then people started adding all their extra narratives to it and took away from the true meaning of it. Not even saying that at all. Just, I thought it was a great thought exercise. What do you guys think? Always remember to like, share, and subscribe, and you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.